Morning, this is Brian. Today is Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022, and I'm here along the Tide Pool Trail at Cabrillo National Monument. So, did a hike earlier in Mission Trails in San Diego. Now, here at Cabrillo National Monument, right on the cliffs of the ocean. So here I am on the Tide Pool Trail, and already seeing lots of plants. So as you can see here, we have these upright cactus plants. These are called golden cereus, and it's Bergero cactus emery. It's a local endemic species of cactus. And of course, there's Coast Cholla, the bushier one, and that's of course Cylindropuntia prolifera. And there's a chance we might even come across Cylindropuntia californica, variety californica, the snake cholla. Let's see. All right. Big saltbush, Atriplex lentiformis. It's going to be quite a bit of it here because it's adapted to the saltiness. And of course, something very common in western San Diego County. Rus integrifolia, lemonade berry, lemonade sumac. And this is a more prostrate variety of Isocoma menziesii. I believe that's variety decumbens. I'm not sure. There's variety sedoides, Isocoma menziesii, variety sedoides, and decumbens. Not exactly sure. And here's a plant you only find right by the coast. And it looks kind of dead, but it's because it's dormant during the summer season. This is Lycium californicum, California buckstorm. It's native to our coastal bluffs and coastal canyons, like immediate coast. And that's looking up towards Point Loma, the lighthouse up there. So let's see what else is around here we can check out. Looks like the trail goes up this way. So yeah, I kind of figured the Lycium californicum would have been dormant right now because it's the dry season. And that's just how it is. Let's see. Now we get these little gulches. Oh, there's a shipwreck. There's a boat wreck. A little mini shipwreck. Of course, people's garbage too. I mean, come on, really? Driftwood. I wonder where that came from. So these eroding marine sediments are pretty neat. Well, there's more driftwood floating around here, looks like. Now, of course, I'm not really extremely hip to my marine biology, so not knowing a lot of the species, bear with me. Of course, if I come across some wildlife, I'll definitely do my due diligence and research what type of creature it is. And try to add it into as text in the screen. looks like we're intermediate tide, I think. Yeah, I think what I could see here, I see barnacles and I see limpets. Camera probably won't pick them up too well. But these little round shell-like things, I think those are limpets. That sometimes are a little bit above the low tide line. So they have to deal with dry desiccating conditions during low tide and then be slammed by waves during higher tide. Probably a little high tides, I think a little too high to really go visiting the pools. Let's see. Go around here, see what else I can find. Ooh. You can see, judging by how damp the soil is, that the waves do come up here during high tide. This is not a place you want to be right here specifically during high tide. Ooh, rock louse. These little creatures that keep running in, those are called rock lice. Let's see if I can find some more. They're not insects, they're related to the crustaceans. Let's see. Yeah, you'll see them generally above the high tide line, or above the tide line during the portions of the day. So right now, just be careful. Careful where you walk. And I'm going to try really watch my step to avoid A, stepping on anything, and B, I don't slip and fall and eat dirt. I'm just trying to be careful where I step. Just watch my step. Probably prefer to step on this so it's easier to see if there's anything walking around, so I don't step on it. This is pretty cool. Again, when you're this close to the water, make sure you watch out for sneaker waves. Sometimes they can knock you flat. It's kind of neat the sound that the receding water makes as it rolls over the cobbles, these little stones. It's kind of neat, the sound it makes. Yeah, see what I mean? Sometimes this stuff will come popping over the edge there. There we go. See what I mean? just a matter of paying attention. This water seems to go every which direction it can. And that's why this stuff is so eroded like this. And you can see all these mollusks. Right here, look at all these little mollusks, little snails. Again, I don't know the species, but I have a book on seashore creatures. I could look it up. I think I see an anemone down there. Uh-oh. Oh boy. No, I don't see any crabs or anything. But yeah. Whoa. There's a nice larger mollusk right there. Just gotta be careful. That'll get myself knocked over by. It's all very slippery here, so just watch your step. Step on top of this rock, maybe. Yeah, it's such a satisfying sound when the water washes over and then retreats from the cobbles. It just makes such a satisfying sound. Listen. That's such a cool sound. So let's see. Like I said, I'm going to limit my time here on the loose rock, only because I don't want to step on anything. It's a lot harder to see. There's a little rock louse. Those things running, those are called rock louse. It's called rock louse. Again, they are fairly they're somewhat related to lobsters. Here's the exoskeleton of one. They look a lot like sow bugs, and they're related. They're actually related to what a lot of people call roly-polies. A lot of kids call roly-polies those bug-looking animals that kind of curl up in a ball when they're threatened. So they're actually related to those. I don't know how many species of rock lice we have, but it's pretty cool to see. And they are somewhat distantly, but are related to lobsters and shrimp too, I believe. But you can see how wet it is here. When the high tide comes up, you don't want to be here. You know, it's a little misty. You can actually see the Las Islas Coronadas. Las Islas Coronados over there that are part of Mexico. And you can see all the erosion. Look at all the layers of sedimentary deposit that have been eroded. First have built up, but have eroded since the tides have carved through this area. It's kind of interesting to see. And you get these big rocks here that are pretty neat to look at. You can see the water comes up this high. You see puddles of water still remain here. Fortunately, viewing the tide pool is probably not going to be happening during this episode of my adventures. That's so awesome. Beautiful right here at the coast. The only other video I shot of ocean water has been at a Mission Bay. I did a short little video there. But this is the first time I've done video at the Pacific Ocean. I mean, I've been to the beach as a kid plenty of times, and a few times as an adult. But never really spent time filming it. I wasn't recording videos back then. This is amazing. It's just amazing the power of water. How it just erodes through this, carves, and cuts and dices, and smooths, and then roughens up all at the same time. Well, you can see, if you look carefully, you can see barnacles all lined up against the wall. Those barnacles are in a pretty tough spot because they have to experience extremes in dryness, wetness, heat, cold water, and being slammed by incoming waves. So it's amazing what some of these creatures endure on a daily basis. So you can see they're out in the full sun when the tide gets lower, so they get hot and desiccated, and then the tide starts rising, so these waves come slamming against them and beating against them like that, just getting mollywopped. Then later on they're inundated by the higher tides. So it's just amazing, and it really commands respect at how these animals survive and even thrive in this very dynamic environment. I guess I'll take the coastal trail a little bit to see what other interesting things can be found. Probably should have brought my Seashore Creatures field guide with me today. I mean, actually, I was planning on spending most of my time high up on the ridge. Wow. I'll see you on clip number 2. See what comes up next.